Welcome to the show. Sons, dude. Oh,
It's the new Suns fanfare. Did you like it?
I was gonna at some point do a mouth trumpet of the opening, but I never got around to it.
I feel like
we do 3, 2, 1.
I feel like we've done that before. We've definitely done this before.
I don't think we have. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. I'm Thomas C., your intrepid host.
Hold on, Tom. I gotta get my thick-rimmed glasses.
Guys,
I gotta get my scarf.
He brings up
my knits.
I've been complaining about this
sweater.
all week, guys, and it's important I let it out on air. The thing is, guys, we're an indie show. We're an independent podcast. We're as indie as indie can get. You know?
That's 100% true.
No, there's no corporations backing us, guys. The thing is, when you get 9 ratings on iTunes, that's the biggest you can get. And so a lot of people now, they say, Tom C and D Marks aren't indie.
Yeah, they've said that we've sold out.
They say that we've sold out. They say that we don't have the cred anymore.
Just because we endorse fine products.
Like Dr. Pibb.
So does Men.
All the things.
And the new M phone.
Guys, we're still...
Have you picked up your new M phone, guys? M phone 4 in stores now. Only $9.99.99.
This is the problem.
Life is calling. Click.
Okay, people think we're not indie anymore
right.
and stuff like that.
Sorry.
And the thing is, as you may know in life, let me just tell you real quick, it's not about how many fans you have.
Okay.
It's not about the mountains of money we make. The only thing that matters to anyone is indie-ness.
That's 100% true.
If you don't have that, you don't have a show, you don't have prestige, I guess, though you don't want that.
That's why, guys, we're selling out to indie things.
Guys, in order to lower the amount of fans we have, in order to gain more fans of an indie persuasion, we're going to have to say some controversial things.
That's true.
And so I'm going to begin.
Okay, Tom, give me a taste.
I don't think cats are that great. They're great, not that great.
That's
keep
harsh.
in mind, these don't have to be true.
That's harsh, but remarkably unfair.
They do not have to be true.
Chocolate ice cream is not great. I don't like it.
We just lost like 20,000 fans.
Right?
That's harsh, dude. Green beans, they're one of the worst vegetables. Asparagus is worse. We just lost a big asparagus group.
That's true. We lost
dude, indie people love vegetables. I mean steaks. I can't say anything bad about steaks.
Chicken is bad? Chicken's bad.
Chicken can be bad.
Yeah.
No, you're right. We're supposed to be just saying bad things here. You're right.
If chicken's not prepared right, it doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
That's a very unpopular opinion.
No one wants to hear that.
No.
Let's see.
I like having stink bugs in my house. That's great. The more the merrier.
You know you're losing people there.
Yeah. All the exterminators are gone now.
I wish more old people would drive in front of me, dude.
I
think I'm seeing the numbers drop right now.
I don't think you got indie people there. I think you just got old people.
Oh no, we got to lose all the old people now.
Old people are bad. Okay, we lost them.
Engelbert Humperdinck sucks. Take that, you losers.
Joey Lawrence isn't as great as everyone thinks he is.
Guys, I think we're on track right now.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna get it back.
We'll continue saying the most legitimate negative things.
We have one too many hipster. Okay, Neutral Milk Hotel sucks. Okay, thanks.
No, I think we lost too many.
Okay, hold on. There. Neutral Milk Hotel is neutral. And a milk hotel. Better?
You're getting there.
Okay.
How about I like Vampire Weekend more than I like Neutral Milk Hotel?
How about some Radiohead songs are good, but not all of them?
How about...
That's pretty in the middle.
How about mainstream things are okay sometimes?
I think we lost all indie there.
Probably. Anyway, guys. Yeah.
That's a shame. We'll work on it, guys, for next week.
Yeah, it's a... When you're dealing with demographic, we won't go into it. It's a whole big... It's a business thing.
This is our side, not your side,
It's
right?
inside baseball right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
guys,
wait, no, we can't say baseball. Indie people don't like baseball.
No, they don't like baseball. They don't like sports. So, guys, welcome to another exciting week of video games.
That's true. And actually, Tom, weirdly enough, the topic of, like, indie kind of deal...
Right.
Kind of leads into what I'd like to talk about.
Guys, we do not rehearse this show at all.
No. It's all by happen chance, which is a new phrase I just made up.
I like it.
Thank you.
We can coin that one.
Tom, is there, or do you think there ever will be, something that could be considered the golden age of gaming?
Interesting.
Because I know...
we all know there's the golden age of movies.
Exactly.
Golden age of Tinseltown.
Exactly. But is there a golden age of movies? Because I think for a lot of people, it depends on your age.
Now
Period.
this is something I think is a lot deeper than I'm giving it credit for already.
Well, I appreciate that, I think.
Because just the idea is that, like, there's movies, right? There's movies you like at certain ages, but everyone agrees that some movies are the top notch. But, like, I don't know if everyone agrees that some games are the top of the top.
Yeah, because games are obviously a lot more varied in terms of scope and story and all that junk.
And interpretation.
That's true. We kind of touched on this a little bit when we dealt with the Our Games Art podcast, which is episode 6, I think.
I think it's 6.
You gotta hop in the way back machine for that one. But
Which you should, guys.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit, and I made a few comparisons between movies and video games, and that's what kind of got me thinking about this whole idea of, is there a golden age for video gaming?
Right. Can you this is going to sound dumb. Actually, no, 6 was Gays and Games, which is an artful podcast.
That's a great one.
It's
was it
4.
5?
It was 4.
4.
5
was minigames.
5 was minigames.
Yeah.
The thing is...
Sorry, guys.
Real quick, what defines a golden age here?
I mean, I think what defines the golden age of movies is that what everyone considered to be the universal best, like all of the parts were the best possible parts you could have.
Okay.
Like,
you get the best actors.
You got the best actors, actresses, directors, screenplay writers. You had all the best people, costume designers. You had all of the bests working together to create what were considered to be the best movies.
Right.
That's what I think most people would define the golden age of movies as. So with that in mind, and going by that criteria, is there a time that will be or has could be considered the golden age of video gaming?
The thing is, it's definitely an arguable question of a lot of things, but one might argue that the advancements in movies have not mirrored the advancement in games, because when the golden age of movies happened, which is me talking out my butt, I have no idea about movies, but the thing is, it was pretty clear that it was like they had gotten to the height of that form of movies. And since gaming constantly changes what you can do with it, it might not be as possible to really nail down everything. Because everyone's always looking to push the envelope in technology or in like immersion, you know?
Yeah, but people are still trying to do that with movies as well.
I know, but
and admittedly, it's a different kettle of fish,
right.
Kettle of video game fish. But I mean, you still have people who are trying to push the envelope technologically, like James Cameron, and I mean, James Cameron is kind of the guy that I would go to.
James Cameron on that one.
But like you have people who are trying to do that, and push the envelope about how the way that movies are made. But you're right to say that the way that video games work is substantially different because of just all the things that change constantly with movies. Because video games undergo many more changes than movies have just within like the span of one decade. You know?
Yeah.
Like you look at the movie from the early '80s and the movie from the early '90s, you'd be like, they kind of look the same.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
But if you look from the movie from a game from the early '80s and a game from the early '90s, you're like, holy balls, what happened? That guy has a face now.
I know. So that's kind of what I was getting at is that the movies have been able to be kind of more tuned in to exactly what's right.
Yeah.
Whereas they haven't had enough time sitting there with games to do that. Because people who were in the golden age watched the movies from 10, 20 years before that, and they got what needed to be done.
Yeah.
But you go play Space Invaders, you don't necessarily know how to make a great game.
That's
or
true.
know what's needed for a modern day great game. I think it's also part that people don't really know what makes a great game now still. Because even though there's genres of movies and everything, but like it's hard to explain.
Movies are all told in the same format.
Yeah, that's because like a perfect game to some people is just a game you can pick up and play real quick and be done with, like a Tetris.
Yeah.
But perfect game to some people is a game that makes you feel like an Ico or a Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, and all it takes to really enjoy a movie is to sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
Whereas with a video game, you have to learn the controls and like all the tricks, quote unquote, of the game.
Difficulty could prevent you from enjoying it.
Yeah,
as much
and
as somebody else.
some games are much more complex than others, and some games are more simpler, like Farmville and stuff like that.
Right.
Nobody would consider that like part of the golden age of gaming, but you know what I'm talking about.
Well, getting back to your question, do I believe there is a golden age? I'm not sure, but I believe that the best age so far was the Super Nintendo era.
You think so?
I think so. You had a bunch of the classics of series Like the best titles in some of the best series. You had Final Fantasy VI right then. You had Link to the Past. You had my favorite game, Secret of Mana. You had all the hits. You had the first Sonic games, the first and the best Sonic games. All the franchises that still exist and are great, you had the best games of. Like you have Super Mario World there.
Yeah.
Super Mario Kart there. You get all like the best Chrono Trigger's there.
Oh, I prefer Mario Kart.
That was the golden age of Square. It was the golden age of Nintendo, you might say, which I will say.
Probably.
Even I don't know. I think it was just the magic of the 16-bit consoles.
Now here's my counter, and
were they 32-bit consoles? They were 32-bit.
Yeah.
Because 64-bit was the Nintendo 64.
Here's my counter, and I'm only saying this really as a devil's advocate. I don't honestly think this is the reason why you said it. But are you only saying that because that's when you started? That's really what you started with video games was the SNES era.
That's my concern is that you're gonna.
And again, I don't think you're just saying that because of that. I'm just playing devil advocate.
I know what you're saying. There's going to be a lot of older dudes listening, going, "No, dude, when they first came out and you had all those classic games, that's when it was classic. That's when it was the golden age because you had like Space Invaders and Centipede and all these great games that stand the test of time."
Centipede is a lot of fun. I used to play that a lot as a kid.
Dude, Centipede's a great game. But the point is, Breakout. Remember Breakout?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Or it's called something else. Anyway,
dude, you remember Tempest? You remember Tempest?
Yeah, I never liked Tempest.
Yeah, Tempest wasn't as good as Centipede.
The point is, a lot of people would argue that the PS2 age was the best age, which you could argue too because you had really great titles then.
Yeah, I might probably go with a PS2 as far as what I would think. Mm-hmm. Like that, because I like the 64-bit era of the PlayStation and the N64. You had a lot of solid games there, but I think the consoles that came after that, especially with the PS2, I think they built off the things that they learned a lot better.
Yeah, because you had the start of real 3D gaming, which basically revolutionized how storytelling in games happens now. Yeah,
because just imagine the differences to yourself right now between Metal Gear Solids 1 and 2.
Right.
Because they were released on two different systems. Mm-hmm. Or the differences between Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3.
Right.
And obviously they were two different generations apart, but just the advancements between 1 and 3 were substantial. And admittedly, 3 kind of came at the end of the life cycle of the PlayStation 2, but even so.
Yeah. Do you think anyone would have an argument to say that this generation right now is the golden age? Because neither me or you would say that.
No, I don't think
Even though you have a lot of great hits right now, I just don't see it. And I wonder if to somebody this would be. Like, what if I was birthed 10 years ago and now I'm in prime game form?
Well, here's the problem that I think is kind of befallen this console generation in terms of why it's not really the golden age. And I think it's kind of the same reason why movies that came after the golden age of movies aren't considered part of the golden age. And that's because I think people, in both cases, I think people were willing to take less and less risks. Mm-hmm. I think it became more of a monetization thing, especially with this console of gaming, because exclusives are essentially a thing of the past now. Like, you'll maybe get one or two exclusives a month for your system,
right.
But for the most part, at least between 360 and PS3, and PC largely as well, everything gets split out among them. And
right.
especially with the Wii U now, all those games are coming to the Wii U, so it's diluting the market even more for what differentiates the systems. Because
right.
you can think back between the GameCube, the PS2, and the Xbox, and you can all of the differences in those systems and what they were capable of doing and what they were supposed to do were readily apparent.
Yeah.
Nowadays, between a Wii U, a PS3, and a 360,
you could have gotten any one and not
the lines blur tremendously.
Right. It's only one or two titles.
And even with the Wii, admittedly the Wii's hardware was a little less, but that was the same way it worked with the GameCube, and it worked for them, and it essentially worked for Nintendo twice.
Right.
The GameCube sold like hotcakes, and then the Wii sold like hotcakes that got a free Wii along with them. So even better.
True. This is the first generation where you have massively larger budget games too.
Yeah, AAA.
And I wonder if that affects how the games are made or what comes out, what the final product.
Because what was I talking about? We talked about this on the Let's Play.
What you're talking about.
Oh, we were talking about how like not Grand Theft Auto, how Red Dead Redemption was like one of the most expensive games ever made. I think it was like $65 million or something like that,
dude.
Over the course of like 7 years,
dude.
Movies aren't even some movies aren't even made for that much.
Yeah, dude. Okay, totally off topic. Ready?
Okay.
I was listening to the radio on the way home, and Matt Cord, famous disc jockey,
yeah,
talking about the new Rolling Stones tour.
Yeah,
as you may know, guys, they're charging $300 to $600 or so per ticket.
Yeah,
they're making over $7 million a show.
Yeah, that's nuts.
He was like going nuts about it, and I never really saw that number before. But can you imagine that? Like, can you imagine making $7 million a night?
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
Like, who? I don't know. I was never gonna see a Rolling Stones concert, but gee whiz.
No.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I get your point.
It's just this is. I hate to go on about the state of the world, but including games, like, is there no limit to how much money you want to get back? But the thing is, with the big budget like Red Dead Redemption, I wonder if they ever make that money back.
I think they did, because if you think about it, I mean, it sold something like 7 million copies at $60 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
That's $420 million right there.
All right.
So I got to imagine they make their money, because
But is the money put in equal? Like, do you always make that money back? I just don't know if you do, because I don't know if you play that game and you see $100 million there. You know.
Because the whole idea is that like the companies lose money on consoles so that they can make the money back with the games.
Yeah.
Which I always kind of assumed was kind of a lie, because come on, technology's cheap nowadays.
Well, the thing is, when you make a console, they usually are on the pretty much, well, not the bleeding edge of it, but they usually have to. They begin having things, and they can't make it cheap until later.
Yeah, but that's horse hockey, and you know it, because you have a computer that's better than any that's going to be probably better than any next console generation.
Yeah, it already is like twice as good as some of the other things.
So,
the thing is, those are all like consumerly. What's the word I'm looking for? Available to consumer parts. For like a Wii or something, they have to crunch it all down. They have to get it in the right format. They have to make specific parts for them.
That's true.
It ends up being a little more expensive, but I don't know. I don't know how much money they can really be spending. I know that the PS3 was more expensive because of Blu-ray, and I believe that.
Well, yeah.
I believe that. You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, because when that came out, that was the bleeding edge.
Yeah, that really was.
Blu-ray,
it was a gamble.
Blu-ray just came out.
Was a gamble, and it happened to work out.
Yeah.
I wish I had a Blu-ray player.
Thank goodness for pornography.
Dude, it always works. That's why shemales are now so popular.
Exactly. No, guys, for legitimately though, the reason that you're watching Blu-rays nowadays instead of HD DVDs, which I bet you forgot existed, was because the American pornography industry decided to publish all their stuff on Blu-ray instead of HD DVDs.
It's pretty simple if you think about it.
And that is why we use Blu-rays to this day. No, and I like the Blu-ray player function of the PS3, and it is something that does kind of separate it between the 360, but honestly not enough. Because how many people
it probably made a difference to a lot of people, I got to be honest.
Yeah, but I'm just talking like right now, how many people do you know personally who would rather watch a Blu-ray than a DVD? Or who have to watch a Blu-ray over a DVD?
Not many.
Because nobody has a Blu-ray player. Nobody's felt the need to buy one.
Well, some people
I'm probably
do.
the only person you know who has one.
Yes, that is true. A lot, and also it's they're getting into digital distribution and stuff.
Well, yeah.
Let's make a conclusion here.
Okay.
Do you think there's been a golden age of gaming, or that there could be, or that something?
I just don't know. It's a tough question. I hate to toot my own horn and pat myself on the back too much, but I actually am glad that I thought of this one.
Right.
But I don't know if I can really answer that.
Do you think there could be?
I don't know, because the games always evolve so much and so quickly that I don't think there's ever going to be a time where you can like look back and say that was it. We nailed it there. Because it doesn't necessarily imply a stagnation, but it does imply that something was right there that can't happen again.
Well, in that regard, can we say, because if you're saying something was right there that can't happen again, I would go back and say that I feel that way about the Super Nintendo era, because it really felt like people were doing it just for the sake of making fun games, which you're not going to have again.
Yeah, that's
even as soon as
true.
the PS1 era, you had games that were like, you could tell there was a lot more budget and a lot more stuff that wasn't necessarily as fun and like maybe took more effort to do.
Yeah, that's possible.
But I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that games aren't made for fun anymore. but I don't like the current trends.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
Tell us what you think, guys. Email or comment about it.
Guys, we're curious about your opinion.
Dude, some people would say that.
All right, guys, we'll take a break.
Bye.
Hey guys, how's it going?
I'm not contributing to your singing.
I wasn't really singing. I was kind of...
You were gnawing.
I was mouth humming.
You were gnawing. That was not mouth humming. I know a little bit about mouth humming, dude. That was not mouth humming.
Dude. Guys, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. I'm still Tom C. Nothing has changed. A
lot
of people think I go to the courtroom in between episodes and change, my name. Don't do it.
Well,
happen.
what they don't know is that every episode you change the C. Because right now you're Tom the letter C.
Right.
Before you were Tom you were Tom C as in to see, like to view.
Yep.
C.
Yep.
A few weeks ago you were Tom C as in the body of water.
Right.
Yeah. And then some other time you were Tom C like the C word. Like you were C blank blank blank.
Yeah, that was a bad week.
Yeah, that was not.
I was angry that week.
You were angry. Yeah.
I was angry that week.
So it always changes, but the name itself doesn't.
Well, the way you pronounce it does not.
No, yeah, you got it.
The name itself does.
Yeah, you got it.
And it's just to keep your life lively. A lot of people come into this world.
No, you got to mix it up.
Guys, if your parents didn't know you when you were a baby, how do they know what your name should be? Seriously. Especially your last name.
My mom
They just use theirs. That's lazy.
My mom named me video game podcast reviewer. I don't know where she got it from.
I didn't know that you reviewed podcasts of video games.
It's true.
She was close.
She should have called me video game review podcaster. That would have been much more fitting.
Yeah, kind of.
She really goofed.
The word review is wrong on all those occasions.
We review stuff sometimes.
Do we? I feel like we more review our opinions of things.
That's a review
10 out
in
of
its
10,
own
my
way.
opinion. 10 out of 10.
Dude, no, we do speed reviews every week. Shut up.
Oh, that's true. We're pretty much...
We're the ultimate reviewers.
Dude, I wish I knew how many reviews we had.
Well, what's this, episode 54?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 540 reviews at least.
I can't believe that math took us any amount of time.
It took you...
We've only done 530 so far.
That's true.
We didn't do this.
That's true. We haven't done these yet.
By the end of the recording.
By the end of the episode, it'll be 540.
Guys, we're like a website.
So how dare you say that I don't?
No, but some of them were the same games.
Yeah, but even then, I'm going to give us a cool 500. I'm going to round it.
That's totally fair.
I'm going to round it.
You round it down a generous way, which is still generous to us too.
Yeah.
Dude, great.
Can you think of anything that within the course of 1 year has reviewed 500 games?
I know there was that Russian...
No, that didn't happen.
The review gulag.
No.
They put prisoners in the camp and they said, write video game reviews.
No.
It was a terrible story.
That was with a group of people. This is just with us.
Oh, no, that was just two people.
That's why it's so much more impressive.
No, they tried a 2-person gulag. It didn't work out. It was still slow.
Yuri, you on my side of gulag. Get over there.
It was a really boring thing.
Sorry, our hearts go out to people in gulags.
I know. I was worried that I was going to offend some gulag people.
That's true. You gotta not to offend the gulag crowd. Dude, I think we lost our gulag listeners.
Oh, no.
Anyway, guys.
I wonder if they listen to podcasts in prison. I'm sure they do.
You gotta pass the time somehow.
Dude, what if all of our listeners was prisoners?
Would that be cool or not cool?
I don't know how I would feel about it. I'd feel good. I wouldn't feel bad. I wouldn't be like, ew, prisoners. I'd be like,
no, yeah.
I'd be like, all right.
Ears is ears. That's our motto.
I would like to know what is attractive about us to prisoners.
That's a good point.
Because there's a few things I would like to know that I think would be important for later. Like in how
can we get our prison population to grow?
In what regards do they like listening to us? Because
wouldn't it be funny if they just listened to the girls' podcast over and over and over?
We did have a girls' podcast. That was a good podcast. That's the one. That's what I would do if I was in prison.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, do you want to go into some bad news?
Go ahead.
Guys, you may have heard it. This is breaking news. EA has acquired the rights to Star Wars games.
Boo.
You're saying boo. I'm also saying boo.
I'm saying major boo.
We don't talk about this all day or anything, but the thing is...
No, we're gonna go over it real brief. Because I don't know all the deets.
I don't know all the deets either. I know that they've acquired the rights.
We're not video game journalists, guys.
No, they've gotten the rights from Disney or whatever, and they plan to break it up in between their studios and stuff. This makes me hopeful for a Battlefront 3 with dice, which would be a perfect combination.
It would be pretty cool, but here's what I said.
The perfect marriage of design and function.
Here's what I said, and I feel like I'm right.
I feel like you're right, too.
Why even bother shutting down LucasArts then, Disney? Why
keep making the games if you're going
to... Because the whole reason they gave for shutting down LucasArts was because since the new movies are coming out, they didn't want to make any games that might infringe or kind of like put a bad taste in people's mouths as far as the movies go and stuff like that. They were just trying to like...
It's a weak reason, but...
Yeah, they were trying to do like a clean slate thing as far as the games go. But they were like, oh right, we are going to still make video games, except someone else is going to do it. For literally no reason.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. I can't...
And like I said before, they shut down LucasArts, a studio everyone likes, and handed over to EA, a corporation that everybody hates.
But what it's not good. I just really think that someone said it and they were right. You get a Battlefront 3 on that Frostbite, and it would be the coolest thing in the world.
It'd be really kick-ass.
It'd be so rad. Because not only would you have sweet like ground combat with stuff, you'd have like TIE fighters and stuff. You'd have like all the ships you like.
Yeah, but
they're even good at doing like games involving future stuff.
But I'd be worried it would be too much like a Battlefield.
Yeah, it would be hard to get.
I'd be worried it would be just basically a Battlefront clone or a Battlefield clone. That would be my worry.
Yeah, I'd be worried about that too. But I am going to remain hopeful on that. That's what I'm going to do.
That's fair. Anyway, guys, we just want to touch on that a little bit.
That's breaking news as of today, like an hour ago.
Brush it with our shaving brushes.
Just in case you guys were wondering. In case you guys don't have any news sources.
Tom C.
Yes. What?
What video games have you been playing as of late?
Well, great question. It's not a great question. I've been playing...
It's moderately
I've actually been playing Battlefield 3 again. Here's what I've been trying to do.
Okay. Tell me all about it, Stud.
I had a small back issue last week, guys. Don't write in. I'm fine. You can pay for the medical bills if you want. I had none, so thank you.
Already paid.
So what I was trying to do is I had the TV here, the big TV, the BTV.
BTV.
And I tried to play Battlefield 3 with a controller on the PC.
Right. How'd that go?
Which a lot of people at home are saying, Tom C., that's ridiculous. Why would you ever play a first-person shooter on the PC without using the keyboard and mouse? The answer is shut up. I'm tired as crap. I'm like, everyone's like, dude, it turns out Battlefield 3 has no support for Xbox 360 controllers.
Really?
If you can believe it, you have to manually put in all the controls, something very unusual for a PC game.
Yeah.
There's not even like a controller setting. You'd have to manually do it, and then it still doesn't work right. You still have to use the mouse for some things. It is totally outrageous and crazy. And if you Google...
I wonder if that's just for 3 or if that's like with Bad Company and stuff too.
I don't know. But if you Google, people have asked how to do it. Every single response in every forum is, why would you want to do that? Just learn keyboard and mouse. Get over it, you guys.
No, that's the wrong answer.
Here's the deal about having a PC. You have a PC for mod support. You have a PC for options. All right? You have a PC for better graphics. But the key is, if you have the PC, you should be able to play on whatever you want. I played with the controller when I got it all set up, and I played pretty much as good as I was playing before. Because it's really it's not the controller so much, it's whatever you're used to. That's all there is to it. And so I was irritated they didn't have anything for that. So I played that for a little bit. I also played a little bit last night Deus Ex, which I think I'm trying to get back into. That is a game that deserves to be beaten.
It's really good.
It's really good.
I love that game.
That game is hard if you don't know what you're doing.
What part are you at?
I'm only right at the beginning again.
Okay.
I got to the police station and I got stomped. Because if you can't pass that first speech check and you have to get in there, you're dead.
No, that's rough.
It's never going to happen. I've also been playing Gun and Battle Assault 2.
Yes.
Anyway, what have you been playing?
Tom, I'm glad you asked. Because I've been
left you hanging on it.
Yeah. Glad you asked. Anyway, but no. I've been playing a little bit more of Poker Night.
Right. I also have been playing Poker Night. I didn't mention it at all. He gifted it to me, and I did play quite a bit of it. It's a lot harder than I would have expected.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun.
But I also, guys...
What?
I got a certain game off of my PlayStation networks.
What?
Called Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
What? I didn't know about this.
We talked about this a little bit a few weeks ago about the whole concept behind Blood Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you guys, you're hearing it here first because you can't hear my voice anywhere else on the internet.
True.
Game fucking rules. It's awesome. Here's the deal, guys.
Go into it,
yeah,
please.
Here's the deal, guys. The whole premise behind it is it's what's called retro future.
Right.
So it's basically, for those of you who have seen Back to the Future 2, it's kind of the idea of what people in the 80s would have thought the future would be like.
The year is 2007.
Yeah, the game takes place in 2007, but 80s future 2007.
Which is a funny idea.
So
it's certainly tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, so you run around, you run around the island, and just like in Far Cry, there's like collectibles and stuff that you have to get. Mm-hmm. And they give you power-ups and weapon attachments and stuff. And like one of the collectibles is VHS tapes.
That's hilarious.
And it's 2007. Obviously, we don't have VHS tapes today. We have DVDs and crap like that.
I hope the joke isn't lost on you guys.
Yeah. But like, it's like all the 80s action cliches. Dude, I totally lost it. They threw in a training montage.
Really?
Yeah, as a cutscene. Oh, also all the cutscenes are like 16 or like 32-bit like SNES style like cutscenes. Like you'd find like an arcade machine. But like they threw in a training montage. They threw in a really out of place love scene, which was funny. They had like a really cheesy 80s song for the end credits. Oh my god, guys. They got it to a T.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's like if you played Far Cry 3, you'd understand how like there really wasn't that much comedy or anything, which is why I really feel like it was a funny risk to take.
No, and they had
I like that.
And they had tons of like action one-liners. Like one of my personal favorites is, "He gave me the finger, so I gave him 5 back," when you melee someone. Oh, also guys, the main character's voice actor is Michael Bain, for those of you who are...
Not Michael Caine.
Or Michael Bay.
Interesting.
But it's
is
Michael...
he a mixture of both?
No, he's not. Some of you might know him as the guy from Terminator who protected Sarah Connor and banged her and is the father of John Connor. So they got like an 80s action guy to do the voice of the main character, which I thought was cool.
Right.
As far as gameplay and stuff goes, it's all solid. I honestly, looking back, I don't know how much they really changed between Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 2. Because I feel like they didn't change all that much.
In Far Cry 3, it's basically just smoothed over and optimized.
Yeah.
There's no more weapon malfunctions, and it's just pretty much more straightforward.
Yeah, I would agree with that, which I liked, because it made me...
2 just needed to be a little bit more refined to be great.
It made me kind of appreciate 2 more, and kind of make me think about maybe going back to it.
You should play 3 instead of 2.
But I like
this. It's still bad in 2. Trust me, play 3.
But I like the story of 2 better, like so much more.
You haven't even played 3.
But I know what the story of 3 is.
Just play 3.
Regardless, the gameplay's fun. You only get one kind of each weapon, but the weapons are fun to use. Mm-hmm. Like you have the bow, you have the Cobra Con, which is the sniper rifle, which is awesome because it gets explosive shells. Mm-hmm. You have the Phasertron, which is the assault rifle, which is cool in its own way because it gets laser shots. You have the Galleria, which is the shotgun, and it's cool because it's a lever action, but it gets like quadruple barrels.
That's right.
And it has like flaming things. And then you have my favorite weapon, which is the one I got at the end of the game. It's the Killstar, which is the coolest video game weapon I think I've ever used.
What is it?
Okay, so your guy's like a cyber commando. That's his title.
Right.
So he has his cyber arm, the cybernetic arm. Like that's where you put like your health packs and stuff.
Right. That's funny already.
The Killstar is like, at first when you first got it, I thought it was like supposed to be like a ninja star because you can throw shuriken in certain takedown modes. But it like attaches to his arm and he just points at stuff and a giant laser comes out of it. And it's so cool.
I'm into that.
It's just like, he just points at stuff and it dies. It just is killed. That's awesome.
I'm way on board with that.
No, it sucks you don't get it till like the later of the game. It's a fairly short game, guys, but for $15, I got
$15 expansion, standalone.
Yeah, for $15, I got like 8 hours out of it.
Can't beat it.
For 100% completion, I got like 8 hours, which isn't bad.
Yeah, that seems worthwhile to me.
Yeah, so it's tons of fun. If you guys are looking to spend $15 and relive the glory days of cheesy 80s sci-fi synth music.
People have defined it as what Duke Nukem should have been.
You know what? I've never played Duke Nukem.
It's what you imagine it would be.
But I feel like that is a very apt.
Like if you had said the main character was Duke Nukem, everyone would have been like, "This is the best thing ever."
Yeah,
they'd be like, "This is the best Duke Nukem game that ever came out." No, I really want to try it. I have not yet. I have not had $15 available for this.
Yeah, but it's tons of fun. I can't think of.
I'm telling you got to play 3. I know what you're saying. 2 at a cooler setting. 3 is it's a bug that's flying around.
I know he's going nuts. Sorry, guys.
You got to play 3. I'm telling you, you'll love 3.
Yeah, I probably no. I know I will. Like I'm not doubting that, but I just think the setting of 2 was cooler.
That's 100% true because you get to run over zebras.
That isn't the reason why I think it was cooler, but that's okay too.
Zebras is what British people call zebras.
That's true.
Which is weird.
Wouldn't they call them zebras?
No, because we don't call... Well, maybe. We do call them zebras.
Yeah, so they'd be zebras.
I think that's why they call them zebras. Because it's like a Z.
You're going too far away. It's not funny anymore. Okay. Way to ruin it.
Sorry, guys.
But yeah, guys.
I'm the joke ruiner.
Yeah. Tom and I have been kind of in a mood to get back into like Dynasty Warriors for some reason. I don't know why it suddenly hit us, but we're like really on board with playing it.
It's just, I don't know.
Fun beat 'em up.
Fun games.
Yeah.
I don't know. We just haven't played anything like that in a very long time. I don't know that we're going to do a show of it or anything.
No, probably not.
But it's just
unless you guys want to see us grind for a few hours.
Well, we could do the part after we're non-grinding.
What part is that?
Yeah, good point.
We show the cutscenes.
I ordered Warriors of Road 3, and I should be getting it soon. So there's that. I'm going to be playing. You're going to hear about it next week.
Yeah. Metro is coming out this month, which
right.
I should look into because that's going to be really cool.
It's going to be really cool.
But dude, we still haven't played the new Mario 2 game either.
What?
The new Mario 2 game.
No, we'll get to it one of these days.
Because I feel like that I feel like we could do a Let's Play of. Because I do like the Let's Plays where we're playing together. I think everyone likes those a little more.
I think they do too, but since when do we care about what they think?
I only care a little bit.
That's true.
Especially if they're hipsters.
Oh yeah, we love hipsters.
Yeah.
As long as they gently pat us on the head and tell us how indie we are.
Yeah, that's really all.
You know, what you could do, guys, is gently type on your keyboards and email us.
Yeah, that's true. Or
not hard. Don't do it hard. Gently type
or
those
gently
keys.
touch your iPhone screen and give us ratings on iTunes,
guys.
5 stars all the time because we're a 5-star show.
We've been on that 9th rating for a long time.
Let me name all the stars that are on here. There's me. There's Tom C. Bradley Cooper's our sound engineer.
Really?
Robert De Niro is our audio director, and we have Lawrence
Jack Nicholson.
And we have Lawrence Olivier as our medium.
Oh yeah, we never mentioned Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, no.
He's more of a publicist.
Yeah, he's a freelance consultant.
He's a silent chief.
Yeah, mostly he's like an executive producer. I'd say.
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
Yeah,
guys, we've been stuck at the 9th rating on iTunes for a while. I'd love to see it go into the double digits. Those double digits of 1-0.
Double digits.
That would really make my day. So for you guys holding out, waiting for us to finally put you over to the point where you rate that thing on iTunes, which takes a second.
And we know you're listening. We've seen our numbers grow, so we know you're out there.
I mean, they could potentially have not found it on iTunes. We could theoretically only have 9 iTunes listeners.
That'd be weird and almost unbelievable, but I suppose it's possible.
We're not going to sit here and force you to rate us, but I'm just saying.
We would really appreciate it if you did, though.
Email us. We love hearing from you. Anything you want to talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about anything.
You know we will. Comment on videos. Go watch our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell them about?
I feel like there's something we're missing. Something we have to do.
I haven't forgotten about anything.
Really? What is it then? Maybe you can help remind me. Oh wait, I think I know what it is.
Oh yeah,
it's speed reviews. Tom, this is the top 10 greatest lists of humanity from Unique Gamer.
I guess you can only review things after you have your balls cut off.
I guess. From February 2012. Number 10, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves.
Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, the only Uncharted game I ever played, and it was actually pretty fun, so it gets a 10 out of 10. Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger is a game where you're a guy who uses guns to slow down time. It's like a bullet time game. It's actually just Max Payne. It gets a 9 out of 10. Number 8, Portal.
Portal's a game where you fall through a hole and you end up in another hole. It's pretty simple, but I think it's also how human life was born. Weird, right? 10 out of 10. Metal Gear Solid.
This physics puzzler shows how gears work and how the solid gears move machines and machine cogs move other machines. It gets a 10 out of 10. Number 6, Mass Effect.
Mass Effect's number 6 on the list of best games of all time. Weird, right? I only give it a 3 out of 10. Fallout 3.
Fallout 3 is great, 10 out of 10. Number 4, Final Fantasy 7.
Final Fantasy 7 is probably the best Final Fantasy game.
My favorite, personally.
You can't really argue with it. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Half-Life 2.
Half-Life 2 is a game that's all about... It's in the same vein as Metal Gear Solid because it's a chemistry simulator. It tells you the half-lives of certain radioactive isotopes and you have to guess what they are and use mathematical equations. It's really an in-depth game. It gets an 8 out of 10. Number 2, Mass Effect 2.
Really, guys? Hey, Unit Gamer. Next time, don't put 2 Mass Effect games on the top list of games of all time. Mass Effect 2 is even worse than 1, a lot of people would say. What are you talking about?
I probably wouldn't say that.
1 out of 10. F off. Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time is supposedly the greatest Zelda game of all time, but I still prefer Wind Waker, so it gets a 7 out of 10.
Nice.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye. We did it.